the damage is based on what your current mage level is at the moment. And this is sort of like a tutorial, so this fire dragon is super easy. We should clinch it pretty easily.
Hey, Sneaky, that was a possum fight.
Ouch. Thank you. Yeah, so that was that. We're now in the cat piddle. We defeated the first dragon because we are a dragon blood, which is a cat that was created by humans of some sort to have magic for some reason, which we'll find out a little bit later. And we're going to start doing some quests. So we're only going to follow the main storyline because a lot of the side quests don't really matter to us. And the way most quests work is you're either given something from a quest board or you just go to a city and someone will give you a quest. And you end up going into a cave or a ruin or a grotto. And the idea is that you have to clear the ruins of all the enemies.
So you're mainly going to be sticking to the fire spell throughout the run?
Yeah, so the fire spell is the most important one for us. There are 7 in total. And we're going to be grabbing one more level.
What was that? What was that?
That was fun.
That's an introduction to zipping, which I'll get into later.
Oh boy.
What? I've actually never seen that before.
Never happened.
So yeah, fire. We end up getting something a little later called Berserk, but I'll get into that once we get it.
Back to fire. Forget about what just happened.
But yeah, the fire spell is really important. Magic isn't super important for the first start of the run, the first little bit, but then eventually it just becomes really overpowered and it's mostly the only thing we use. So we're about to learn where our first actual boss is, and this is where the game's gonna get a little hard. And then we're gonna meet our first little bit of RNG, where we have to open up a chest in a ridiculously high level cave to get a level 20 item. And if we get a good item that has a lot of melee, which is the ninja set, then we're good for the rest of the run. If we don't, then I'm gonna have to suffer for a little bit. I may do a backup, but you know, we'll see how we feel.
Yeah. What do you think the odds are of getting the ninja set?
I think it's a 4th, or a 5th or something of getting one of 3 items. I'm actually banking on getting something from the crappy set, which just has negative all stats, which is very like something very likely to happen.
So can I just comment? Did you save the game by just flopping over on the ground?
What?
You just saved the game by just flopping over on the ground?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna bait this melee attack so we can get here nice and safe, and let's see what we get. We get white mage, so that's not great. I'm gonna do a small sort of backup, which can also not be a backup at all if I get a bad item. And see what we get over there. There's some ruins south of the fire dragon called the Epsilon Ruins, and we can get a level 7 item from it. So maybe we'll get something with some melee in it. And we didn't. Oh no, wait, we did!
Nice.
We're saved, sort of. Okay, so the reason why melee is really important for the start of the run is, oh, I probably should have catnapped. No, that's fine. The reason why it's very important is that in order to be able to use our magic, we need MP, and in order to get MP, we need to do melee attacks. So we're gonna be doing a lot of melee attacks, like a lot more than magic, and I'm dead right there. We're gonna do a lot more than our magic attacks. So we want our melee to be as high as possible for the first part of the run, because it's gonna be really helpful. And we won't have to switch out our items too much. So yeah, okay, just making sure I had that. Okay, I'm gonna concentrate on this fight, because it can be a little difficult. We're going into it at a way low level. Oh, we're actually doing it. There we go.
Nice.
Nice.
So that's the first boss of the game. the fire dragon. We went into that at level 4, which is just the game sort of expects you to go off and do a bunch of side quests, but we don't, because who wants to do side quests? And now we're gonna get into a little bit of exposition and see our first actual zip, not that fake zip that we saw earlier. I'll explain exactly how zipping works a little later, but we're trying to do this to get close to one of the... Oh, okay, that's a pretty good one. We're trying to get close to the old Master's Ruins in the middle of the Forbidden Fields so that we can continue our quest.
So having done runs with half coordinated, I should be really used to this, but you have started a pun thing here.
Wonderful.
I'm getting some donation puns in, so.
Go for it.
All right.
Go, you got time.
The Risky Kitty, $10.80 is meowsing. I've been playing Cat Quest all week while watching AGDQ, so this was the perfect time for donating.
I love it. Keep them going.
Don't worry, I put the game on pause to watch the run. Now break a paw.
Yeah, the pause menu. Best pause menu, by the way.
Best pause menu.
And I have $25 from Sassacats. It says, it's super early right now. I was amused by the title Cat Quest, so I wanted to see it before I had to go have a cat nap.
Oh my god.
It is the perfect opportunity for my favorite kind of puns. Good luck on the run.
Thank you. All right, so something I should explain there. There's a little bit of experience manipulation going on. I made sure to get a certain amount of experience before going into there so that I could level up before going against one of those mages, because when you level up, you get your HP back and your MP back, and it's really helpful. And we're gonna try to do it more and more throughout the run. Like, getting some of that experience is gonna help us when we're nearer to level 13. So we're coming up to our second zip, and our zips are a little weird to explain, but basically there's an exit zone in all of the caves, and what we want to do is roll and leave at the same time, or at least a frame away from each other, so that we get sent flying in a certain direction, which is a little random. There we go. So that's a pretty decent one. And yeah, so you can buffer a second roll during a roll, so in the last couple of frames of a roll. And then if you plink a roll and the leave command, which plinking is like pressing something a frame after pressing another button, you end up leaving and getting just sent off into a random direction. And the zips that we're going to be using are very specific. Not every zip is useful because you can't really determine where you're going to go. So there should be 4 zips in the run. Hopefully the rest of them are going to be nice to me, because I've had some trouble in the practice room, but we'll see how it goes. So we're continuing our quest. We went to a watchtower. We found out where the second boss is, which is an ice dragon floating over a lake. So we need to learn how to walk on water. So just kind of ridiculous. As the game actually says, we try to become Cat Jesus.
Respect the lore.
Yeah, just like any cat.
And we're doing a save and quit there. You can't save and quit in the middle of a quest because it makes you just retry the entire quest, which is a problem. But we can skip the quest completed fanfare and get sent back to a quest board or a ruin and save a couple seconds, which is always a good thing.
Speaking of Cat Jesus. Oh no. You know a donation is going to be good when it starts with that.
Yep.
I have $20 from Alyssa Mintchip,
Yes.
who says, "Hi Sneaky, I'm super hyped for Cat Quest. Best of luck on your run, and may the blessings of Cat God be upon you. Speed Peeps represent.
Yeah.
P.S. Don't zip into a soft lock this time."
Very possible. You can go. You can get a few more.
Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. $10 from Sajnik, who says, "I've never seen Cat Quest before, but here's hoping for a perfect speedrun." Q2 sends 15 and says, I love what you guys do. Amazing entertainment for a good cause. Props to all the runners and organization. I do want to give a quick update. We are currently at $35,875.80 out of the $40,000 needed for the Super Monkey Ball task run. And as I've been previously reporting, Taskbot is sitting about 3 feet to my left and eyeing me closely. So we need to meet that before I get out of here or I might have problems. So, yeah.
So we did 2 things there. Oh yeah, I forgot to put on a sword, which I'm a little silly for. We did 2 things there. We had enough experience going into those bandit fights so that we leveled up after the 3rd one, which lets us tank a couple of hits from the 4th one, which is really helpful. And then we went into an arcane temple and we upgraded our flame per a little bit. So the different the different arcane temples around the game have different spells that you can learn. So as I mentioned before, there are 7 spells. But we don't really need any of the other ones. They're kind of just a waste of time and a waste of our money. So we opt to upgrade our flame per as much as possible. Some of these fights are a lot harder than they look, by the way. A lot of the hits that we take are just like 1 or 2 hit kills because, again, we're not really doing things at a level that we should be. And any of the monsters that are floating around in the overworld can pretty much one-hit us as well. Like that ice dragon would not be nice to get hit by. So we want to be really careful and try to dodge roll as much as possible. Oh, wow, okay, I wasn't paying attention to my HP.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, so we gotta redo that, unfortunately.
I have a $200 donation. Come on, guys, let's give that some applause.
Wow. Another blunder.
Skylin gives it and says, I wanted to donate during the Ori run, but unfortunately I couldn't because of my work schedule. But I am happy to know that I will be able to see Cat Quest run live. Here's to preventing cancer.
Actually, I just noticed that I don't see my hit points or my MP at all, which is kind of a problem. So I'm kind of doing this blind. I could probably just restart my game, but that's no fun.
I don't think you've been hit yet.
$10.80 for a minifig that says, these puns are appalling. Someone at the donation station just laughed at that. Not to call you out in front of the entire internet or anything, but...
They must have thought it was a cat above the rest.
Very good, sir.
It was not.
I'm glad I have you guys here.
Little Cat gives prizes. I would love to speedrun this game, but it looks impossible. So here's a cat joke. Why are cats so good at video games? Because they have 9 lives.
That's a good one.
All right, so we just acquired water walking, which is gonna let us walk on water, obviously.
Is this just the logical next step?
Yeah, because we gotta kill the sea monsters because they're getting all the fishies and destroying all the boats. I mean, of course we need to walk on water. So yeah, water walking is gonna be really cool and helpful for the rest of the run. And the thing that we need to defeat the ice dragon, and we'll actually get to it. But we're not gonna do that just yet. We're gonna fight these sea monsters, go turn in this quest, and then do the most ridiculous detour around the overworld possible. There are a couple of things that we want to do, and a couple of sort of tricks that I want to show off. So the first one will be, we're going to the Arcane Temple. We want to get a magic called Berserk, which makes us really big, like visibly big, and it adds 50% damage to our melee and magic attack, which is insanely helpful. So we're going to use that for a couple of bosses and one really difficult fight coming up. We're going to upgrade our flame per to level 5, which is just going to help in general. and we're going to be going to get a gold key. So the next island we're going to is Founders Island, and on Founders Island, I believe, is Gentle City, which is where the devs have actually implanted themselves in the game, which is pretty cool. And they have a neat little quest. So there are a bunch of gold chests hidden around the world, and all of them except 3 have a pool of items that you can pull from. And those 3 items are really powerful. One of them gives you a lot of health, one of them gives you a lot of melee, and one of them gives you a lot of damage for your magic. And we want that one because it's really easy to get and well, just very useful. But the gold key dungeon is not very easy. There are 3 small mimics and 1 large mimic that can all one-hit you, and the small ones deal, well, they attack pretty quickly, so we want to try to do this as painlessly as possible, which is never the case, of course.
Oh, well.
What I'm gonna want to do is try to pull the 2 brown chests out a little bit and then try to deal with them alone before going for the gold one, because the second all of them get into a little clump, their attacks get super out of sync and it becomes really difficult to deal with. So I'm gonna try to not be greedy this time and see what I can do. This is another case where having a really nice melee item would help, but I didn't get that. All right.
So, given what happened in this cave just a moment ago, I have $10 from Jelly Mister says, this run is an unmeowtigated catastrophe. Shame on you, Sneaky.
These are incredible.
Very nice.
All right, so now we have the gold key, and we're gonna do something that was found very recently. We're gonna ignore the Gentle Bros completely. Not that we don't want to talk to them, it's just that we don't want to waste some time turning in a quest that's not actually gonna help us very much. So we're gonna come over here, take a nice little save, so that we can save and quit back to this, and then head over to the hidden cave, which was the cave that we went to initially to get an item, to get our more overpowered item. So you can read a couple more donations.
Okay, so
Good sign.
Rhett Zoiko donates
Hey.
$50. Says, Sneaky, this should bring you luck. Meow.
Oh man, yo, Reds.
Tamo Cat, $30 says, cat is cat? Cat Quest. You can't play such a game without feeling the purn of these puns. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. Pause and thanks. Bijah gives us $10 and says, I'm feeling really good about watching this. $25 from Honorable TV that says, I want chicken, I want liver, meow mix, this game delivers. I probably butchered singing that.
It was perfect.
I appreciate that. Right along the same lines as these puns, man. Olcom with $30 saying, good morning from the UK. I'm sitting with my cat, feline good about this cat quest run. Come on, man. Now you're repeating puns. Like, oh, I have a $200 donation.
Hey.
Ooh.
From Ian Boswell. He says, kudos to Sneaky and his cat quest run. I'm putting this towards Taskbot because we need more Taskbot in our lives. And that does take us over 36,000. So we've got just about $4,000 to go for Super Monkey Ball on the task. Seriously, you guys have seen normal Super Monkey Ball runs and they're pretty crazy. A task Super Monkey Ball run, that's going to be something to behold. So,
That was a boss, by the way.
Could have fooled me.
I'm sorry, what?
So yeah, the fire dragon we were severely under leveled for. The ice dragon, because we have the item that we acquired earlier, the little purple dot on our forehead, Faith, it adds 696 damage towards our magic, which is just absurd considering the other items that I have right now only add about 13 or 7. So right now I'm kind of a glass cannon. I just do ridiculous magic damage, but I'm susceptible to most attacks that'll happen. But anyway, to sort of explain what happened, I got Faith. I abandoned the gold key quest, so now I don't have the gold key anymore, but we didn't need it in the first place, and that saved a couple of seconds from not talking to the Gentle Bros. Then we performed a zip towards the Ice Dragon to save a couple more seconds, and then we killed the Ice Dragon, which is... Well, you saw it. So now we're going to be doing this to a lot of enemies down the road. We kind of just hit them once and let the burn damage do all the work. And it's going to be like that for a little bit until the enemies start getting a little smarter and well-placed. And now to sort of explain the quest that we're on. Our next dragon is the Arcane Dragon, and it is hidden behind some bushes that we apparently can't just pry ourselves through. So we need to learn how to fly, which is the next step, obviously.
Next logical step.
So we're talking to a bush that's planted over a ritual circle that is very obvious as a dragon. I don't know why we're doing this, and we're trying to get flight from it.
The bush is teaching you how to fly.
Yeah, the bush is. Yeah, this is the flying
Just
bush
picture getting
quest.
it all.
$10 from Cat Facts. It says, congratulations. Congratulations, you have subscribed to Cat Facts. Did you know a group of cats is called a clouder?
I'm not unsubscribing.
Scar Ridley donates $20 and says, I can't believe I'm seeing one of my favorite games played at AGDQ. Good lick to Sneaky on his Piran. Have faith, willpower, and courage?
These people are so much more creative than I'll ever
Right?
be.
Yes.
I needed help on the couch to do puns for me.
I had like 2 when I was done. Like that's it.
Yeah, these donations.
Chalk it up for the night.
Best.
These donations have got you covered, man. Echo Field, $20. Cat Quest is literally my favorite run of AGDQ so far. Keep up the great work, everyone.
I'm glad to hear that. The support for this game has been pretty overwhelming, honestly.
Soul for It gives $25 and says, this is the
Fred.
perfect way to spend a Friday night. The only thing missing in this Cat Quest run? Sneaky in a sombrero.
I feel really bad because he's been asking me to run games at marathons with a sombrero, and I don't have a sombrero. I don't know where to get a sombrero.
Yeah, you found a bear onesie to wear from Bear the other night.
Yeah, how?
I just happened to come across that. It was magic.
Mr. Moo gives $15 and says, I find it absolutely catastrophic that I have never heard about Cat Quest before. I hope everybody is feline well this morning. Donation towards Taskbot versus Super Monkey Ball. Thank you so much.
This is what we're here for. Gotta spread the love of Cat Quest.
This one isn't so much a cat pun, but it is Professor Snugglemuffins donating $50, and it's just meowing. It's just meow, 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 meow.
Is that all the meows? Did you get
There
all-
were actually only 3 meows, I just embellished a little.
Oh,
so.
okay, perfect. Usually I go into this next fight with a certain amount of MP, but because I can't see my MP bar, I'm just I'm gonna wing it.
Just hope.
There's a good chance I die here.
You could have saved the wing it pun till after you learned how to fly.
There we go. All right, so we're getting much closer to having flight. We did another save quit there to escape the fanfare. And now we're gonna go back to the bush. The bush is gonna tell us a little more about itself and about the lore of flight, which I'll do really quick.
The lore.
It's important.
I'll explain it as best as I can. There were dragons, and there were people, and the dragons had magic, and they taught magic to the people, and then the people decided it would be good to infuse cats with magic, and the dragons didn't like that so much because the cats were killing the dragons, and they captured a dragon and stole flight from it, which for some reason was a gem, and now this gem that I'm about to get is gonna let me fly.
But would you do it any differently?
Absolutely not. If it came with all these cat puns, no. So yeah, now we have flight, and we can go straight to the Arcane Dragon, which you're gonna see is blocked by the smallest amount of brambles ever.
Flying cat Jesus.
And as you notice, we're flapping our arms like they're wings. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. It's all good. That was one of the more difficult boss dragons. And now we're gonna go back to where we started and see our sister again, which the whole game starts off that, what am I equipping? Yeah, okay, that's what I'm equipping. The whole game starts off that the white cat that's sort of been harassing us stole our sister and destroyed our boat, and we crash landed on the island of Felongard. So now he's taunting us with our sister again, and then he sends these abysmal imaginary Dracoths, which is the name of the cat, and tells us we should just we should follow him. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do some side quests. Our little Navi-like character, Speary, is going to introduce us to its grandfather, or grandpa.
Oh.
And for some reason, I can see my HP and my MP again. That's okay. There we go.
I have $20 from Kona Riken, who says these cat puns are perfect for starting the weekend. I figured I'd sharpen my claws on some puns of my own. Unfortunately, I am not sure how many puns I can use without stepping on anybody's tail. So here are the pick of the litter, boxed up in a donation. Enjoy. And then I've got $5 from Port Simon, says, I really need to nip these cat puns in the bud. I'm feline sick. Good luck on the run, man.
Thank you.
I can't believe we're still getting unique cat puns.
Right?
How?
Have you
God.
met our, like... Have you ever watched any of Half Coordinated's runs? Like, or have you been here when Braccentia is in the room?
Oh, yeah, we've been here with Braccentia in the room.
Luckily.
I have $100 from Laura128.
Nice.
It says the puns in this run are amusing.
That's a sneaky one.
Now, you guys might have something to say about this one. I have $10 from Dog183.
Oh.
That literally just says, bark, 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 woof. Think you might be lost, dog.
I should have made the dog quest an incentive. That was a mistake on my part.
Anonymous $10 donation saying I had to donate during Cat Quest to announce to the world that Charlie is best cat. How do you guys feel about that one?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay
Okay,
with it.
all right, good. Jonathan7, $15. What better way to enjoy an all-nighter than to watch a cat tumble?
I never even thought about it that way. I went the complete wrong direction for some reason. I'm supposed to take a safety save over here so that if I happen to die, which has been proven very possible, I don't have to redo all of the Grandpa quest and lose like 4 minutes. So I'm gonna attempt this zip that's gonna zip me across the map. Hey, we did it!
Oh, first try.
All right, so to talk about the Grandpa quest a little bit, because this part of the run is pretty consistent, we're at like a consistent level, we've got faith, so we know how much damage we're doing, we can kind of just run through them and like without a worry. I can just use Flame Purr, I know that my burn damage is going to kill most of these enemies and everything's pretty okay. And we've also done, again, a little bit of experience management, so we should level up right here. Yeah, and now we can just run through this cat over here and kill it. Of course, we wouldn't kill actual cats because that's completely inhumane.
I have $10.80 from an anonymous donator that says, I've been watching since Secret of Evermore and I haven't slept yet.
That's a mistake.
Yeah. Guess I watch this, go to bed, curl up, and become a burrito because it's pretty cold here in Germany. Fabulous run so far.
Yes.
So do you time a lot of your level ups, or do you just kind of roll with whatever experience you get?
We try to time them because it can be really helpful at times. There are a couple of areas where just like taking hits is really bad, and we don't want to do that. And some areas where like that last cat that I killed, like it is really tough to do without 2 flame purrs, like, and it loses a lot of time. So you want to be able to just tumble through it and use 2 flame purrs and then just be on with your life. So yeah, we do try to time them, but sometimes it's not that easy. Like right here, I'm going to try to time it for the last boss, but I probably won't. So here are all 3 bosses just in a row, and we're going to take care of them pretty quickly.
Those bosses?
Pretty quickly.
That may not have been enough, but you know, it's fine. So now we're in the 0 dimension. There's a lot. Dracoth's master, not Dragonblood, Alias is locked up in here, and the whole point of this is that Dracoth wants to free Alias. So we actually don't have a sister, which I don't understand how we get bamboozled that way. It just doesn't make sense. And Dracoth just wants us to get super powerful so that he can spill our blood, which is totally unfair, and free his master, or his human master, Alias. And yeah, he made us do all of our bidding for him. And I did not level up, so this is going to be a little scary. And there we go, that's the final boss.
Nice.
So now there's going to be a little bit of exposition. Well, technically, okay, hold on, I lied there. This is the final boss.
That
That
right there?
Wait, no, hold on, we got another one. There we go, final boss. No, wait, there's one more Dragoth. I lied. Final boss, there you go.
Are you sure?
And while we go through this little bit of exposition, I'm going to do a couple of shout-outs. Definitely to the Gentle Bros for making a wonderful game. This almost wasn't an RPG at all. This was almost a rhythm game, a clicker game, an exploration game of some sort. The cat was almost 3D and looked like Hey Arnold with a football head. This game went through a lot of iterations before becoming this. I want to thank our little group, the Speed Peeps, definitely the Cat Quest Discord. This game's a really fun game to run. It's really simple. Anyone can learn it. And we have like a super helpful Discord. Stuff is being found quite a bit, and yeah, it would just be nice. You could come in and even just post pictures of your cat, and we don't mind. I actually do recommend that you do that.
Yeah, please do that.
And time is coming up once Quest Completed comes up on the screen, and that's now.
Nice run.
Nice work, Sneaky.
So thank you very much. Thank you for having me. This has been great. Thank you for coming out and being here at 5 whatever it is in the morning. And yeah, that was Cat Quest. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you pick it up, and I hope you enjoy the next coming runs.
Sneaky, I think before you go, I have to get one last donation in.
Oh, go for
Ooh.
it.
See, this is Cat Quest. There's $20 from Romengo 200.